Enasia'S couch with me, like always. A woman with 3 beautiful daughters, big on manifestation, entrepreneur herself. But of course, my right-hand man, woman, I should say, Rachael Buto.
There you go!
This episode's probably the pretty special one because I go back to college soon, and this is going to be the last time I'm sitting on this couch.
For a while.
Yeah, like Thanksgiving, December-ish, to be honest.
Oh my God, I can't.
So it's gonna be a while, but yeah. So we're just gonna talk how we normally do. Rachael walked in today with a lot to say. Yesterday was actually Musha's birthday, but today is when they're doing all the party stuff. So she's been running around all morning.
I was up until like 3 a.m. making cake pops and cupcakes, and I don't even know why. I've been doing the most. So yeah.
No, but yeah, I it's so nice seeing your kids grow up, and I think
you literally did.
Yeah, from when they were younger, and even Cassiana too. Like she's something else.
I know. When you would come over before you even left for your shoots, and I would do your makeup, and she would just sit in your lap and just sit there.
Yeah,
I have pictures of her just sitting in your lap doing your makeup. Like that's crazy. Now she would never.
No,
she would never sit still while you do your makeup. Now, can you imagine?
But to let you guys know, this video is sponsored by Katie Power Greens Microgreens. My favorite microgreen is spicy mix. So we have spicy mix, broccoli, sunflower, radish, mustard.
Is the spicy is your favorite?
Yeah, spicy
she's
mix.
Greedy. She is so greedy. Tell them the story.
So I cut up the spicy mix the other day, and I put it in my own box with my name on it. And just so it didn't get mixed up. So we put it in the fridge, and then last night we had pizza time, and then we had like this shrimp dish or whatever, and we put like basil or whatever on it. But the salad was the spicy mix. So my dad grabbed the box with my name on it. He's like, I'm taking some. And I was like, why are you taking mine? So he thought I was being greedy. But like, we have so many other, like, why'd you take the one I cut? Like, there was so many other in the fridge.
Cut your own.
But then I was like,
cut your own?
I was like, it's whatever. But we finished that, but I can just go by later.
Do you feel difference, like, taking them, eating them? Like, do you feel any difference as far as, like, energy or anything like that?
Yeah, and I feel like
healthier. Like, you're in just your best shape right now.
It's just good to know like what you're actually putting in your body.
Yeah,
because you're the one growing it, so you know there's nothing being added or anything like that.
But it's really important. That's why I think we should talk about it because it's. You know what you're getting, and the way that you guys hold those open farms, and you should talk about that too, because more people should go, because then they really see what they're getting, know what they're getting, and they're probably going to keep coming back for it because it really is genius.
100%.
It's a major flex.
It really
when
is.
you
I
have
can't even imagine what's in I'm just thinking about it now, like, because there's like one that's like the mustard one, like what's in the ingredients versus just being pure good and the same thing and good for you. Just that comparison alone, it kind of creeps me out. Yeah, I don't think I'm throwing that mustard out.
Don't get it twisted. So, like, for example, produce from places are, to our knowledge, produced the best way they can be produced, and that's what we choose to believe.
Right.
But when you're actually producing your own greens and you can feed yourself and your family from it, it's a bonus. It's a plus.
And other families, knowing that other people are getting the stuff that you're growing and giving it to their family, that's just
and you're probably also learning. Also, like how much have you learned that you never knew, that you could do, and you can use it, or like when you have kids and that time comes, like you know what to do and you know what you're going to feed them. You're probably now going to definitely go that route versus like maybe give them this and that. You know, so that's really good that you.
So major flex alert to Rachael. Rachel's actually matching her shoes with her whole outfit. I was like that yesterday.
I'm like almost offended that you're like the shoe. I'm like, what do you mean the shoes too? It's like, of course the shoes too. I'm never not matching my shoes.
She's not.
Killing it.
Every episode we've had, she's not matching.
Killing it.
Any day. I could be going to like.
I guess it just stood out more today.
I'm a sneakerhead. Yesterday we went to the mall for Melania's birthday. This is so funny. These guys keep trying to stop us to sell us their sneaker cleaning products. And I was like, bro, my husband and I are sneaker heads. He's got the best of the best sneaker cleaner. He would be mad if I did. Every time we passed him, I was like, they're so annoying, Mommy. They wouldn't give it up. They would not stop.
That's their job.
He's like, let me clean your shoes right now, because I had dope shoes on. And I was like, you're not touching my kicks. I have a bunch of shit. You don't want this. You gotta go. But yeah, we are sneakerheads. If I'm no matter what I'm wearing, I have to, even if there's the teensy bit, there's one minuscule Nike check or something, I have to find a color of shoes that's in there somewhere. Yeah. But now G-Val cleaned out my shit. She wears the same size shoe as me. She came for all my Jordan. All my 11s are gone. All my 4s are gone. All my 3s are gone.
Drip Toronto, we gotta re-up Rachel. We gotta re-up Rachel.
They already put GB on. Like, she's really dripping.
That's
Where can they get all this? But they
can get all of the merch on enasia'scolon.com. enasia'scolon.com/shop.
Now explain to Rachel, if you don't mind, explain to the audience how many conversations I have the conversation with Enasia predominantly, but me, you, and Enasia and the Triangle have about stuff that we're actually trying to come out with and make.
More stuff coming, It's now the wheels are always turning. Like they're never not turning, especially mine, because I'm like really I think I have like a mental problem. Like I can't the wheels. I remember the other night we were at pickleball. I was like, my wheels are turning. We need to do this and this and this.
She was keeping like mental notes, certain things. Speaking of pickleball, I took my first lesson.
Yay!
I was so pissed. Because I saw it on Joe's story, and I saw it because I was just in my bed. I was at home. I think Dad was at work, and my mom was home with me, and I was just going through Instagram. I saw Joe's story, and I see it. I'm like, Rachel's fucking playing pickleball, and I'm not there. What the hell? I swiped up, and I was like, Joe, why did you tell me?
He's like, I really want you to, learn the game. You know, not just do it. Because a lot of people want to just play, but they're doing the wrong thing. So by the time they're really invested in the game, they got to relearn how to hold the paddle, relearn everything. I didn't want to do that. I want to just learn it right and do it right so I could fuck shit up and not have to do really. And I feel like I thought I would be good at it. I felt like I would. So I was like, I wanted to do the lesson. It's something we could do together too. Also, we both really like it. And I think it's cool to do something with your partner like that. Yeah. So if we could play together, and it's something that we could play teammates. Like we can go into tournaments and play together as couples. They have couple stuff. So for me to love it as much as he loves it would be great. And for me to get to his caliber would be really fun. So I was like, I want to take the lesson. So he came for it. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we're going to have to cut this out or not, but this is story time. Shout out to Nancy.
I ain't cutting shit out.
She is the fucking funniest person. I had no idea how funny she was. So Anthony's usually Joe's partner in pickleball. They like to play together and they go into the tournaments together. His girlfriend took the class with me because they were like, oh, let's let our girls do it and try. So they threw us in the beginner's class together. I'm, of course, like me, excuse me, how do you do this? And are you sure about this? And I had a million questions because I needed to know. I was like, this is how I learn. And he kept saying, that's good. Questions are good. But I warned him, I'm like, I need to know everything. So she is just this shit coming out of her mouth. I had to keep taking it aside. I couldn't take it. And there were older women, a lot of older women. And there was a big group in the class. And I almost felt like, we're like the class clowns right now. They're probably like, you're wasting our money. Because between the amount of questions I was asking and the amount of time she was making me laugh, I couldn't believe she was abusing herself. She was,
she was messing up.
She has also a fairy kick. So if she's gonna hit the ball, she's gotta fling her leg at the same. It is so funny and it's so cute.
My Lord.
But this is the funny part. So at the end of it, the guy that does the course, his name's Gene. You know Gene, and he's like, all right, I'm just going to call on you guys randomly and ask you questions and see what you know to see. He's like, so when can you not step in the kitchen? And when can you do this? And how do you serve? And how do you keep score of the game? I didn't even know how to keep score of the game. 1-1 start. And it's it's a lot of rules and dynamics. I was overwhelmed, but I was getting it all. Yeah. So he calls on Nancy and he asks her, What do you do when you're in the kitchen and you tap it like this? And she goes, a DILF. Anthony, her boyfriend's recording us. He thinks anything he can get. He's not ready for her to say that. Everyone starts laughing. She has no idea what she said. It's called a dink, you guys. It's dinking. When you tap it over the pickleball net, it's called a dink. She straight up told the class, it's a DILF. It's a DILF. And she meant it. She was so confident. That's what it was. She meant it. I didn't realize until we were done the class how to walk over. I was like, do you know what she said? She goes, yeah, isn't that what it's called? And he goes, no. Her boyfriend goes, it's a dad I like to fuck. That's a dilf. That's a dilf. A dink is when you do this. And she's like, oh my gosh. It was so, she's like, I don't think pickleball's for me. She was just so funny. I'm like, but can you just come then? Because you're fun to play with. But then I played my first game with Cammie, my very first game. And we won.
Cammie?
Oh, yeah. And I was like, yes. We were all the like little claps and you're supposed to like, if you score, you like,
it's like it's like volleyball. Whenever you get a point or whenever you do something,
you tap and you switch, and so it was just dope. So that was fun. Cammie's amazing. Shout out to Cammie. She helped me so much too. Like she was telling me, like Joe kind of is aggressive. Like stay in the kitchen. You got to get up there. Stay right at the line. Yeah. He's so aggressive like that. And Cammie like is so good where she knows how to read other players. Where she was figuring out that like I had to stay back a little bit. For the next one, she was like, stay back. And I was hearing her, but I was trying to remember all the things I had just learned in the class before. Yeah. So like I heard, so by the time like I had gone too far, I was like, I heard you go back. And I done what you said you would have been. She's like, it's okay. And she was so sweet and kind. And everyone there, like the whole pickleball community is so friendly and helpful. And how many times I was like, I'm so sorry. They're like, don't be sorry. Or like, it just.
I love going there.
Yeah. And all that. There were 3 pros there.
Yeah,
3 pros. There was a girl there, 17 years old. She's fucking 17 years old.
Yeah, I think she was there when we were there.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't even focus on our friends and what we were doing, and I sat out a game because I was literally like this, mind blown at this girl, just whacking the fuck at it. Like, she was incredible. 17 years old. She's been doing it since she's 7, or she was 15, been doing it since she's 7. There was another 17-year-old girl, but they weren't playing together. Mm-hmm. It was funny. They were playing on opposite sides. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, who do they even like at this caliber? Who do you play with? Yeah. Because you want to play to get better and better, but we like to play for fun. Mm-hmm. But it was going to get to a point you're going to play better and better people like how Joe's getting. Mm-hmm. Like, who can fuck with? I'll have a seat. I literally can't. Who can keep up? And she was only playing with like grown men, but
yeah, that's how you.
And a lot of it I noticed too. Everything I do is one hand, whether it's forward, backwards. No, all hers were double hands. Mm-hmm. I noticed because I was like, really watching this girl. Like I was really like.
That's how you know if they like played tennis in the past or not, because they would use like a double hand just to make sure. Like the other day when we went, it was me, my dad, my friend Sarah, Jordan was there too. Jordan was watching with us, and there was, because the pickleball court, like to the left is like the beginners, the middle courts are like intermediate, and then the right side's like good, like pro. So there was actually 3 pro players that day that we went.
So you know,
2 of them were, one was this really tall kid, and the other one was like kind of medium height. And me and Sarah and Jordan are just like looking, and they're just like whamming it like back and forth, and you're just like, how is this ball not out? Like, and this kid slid to get the ball, and I'm like, how do you slide on the court? Like, it's freaking.
I couldn't believe the shit they were doing. Even Cammie was in the game. She was in a live game, and I was sitting and she kept looking back. She's like, she's so fucking good. I'm like, how are you handling this game? And you can see what I'm seeing, because she was like behind. Cammie was like, she's so fucking good, and Cammie's so fucking good. So I'm like, this girl she was amazing. But these girls, seven figures, teenagers, 7 figures. So guess who we started playing pickleball with yesterday? Cassiana.
Yay! Hurricane?
She's going in. She's gonna play soccer too, like the girls, and Giabella plays, and so does Melania, and they love it. But Joe set up shop in the garage, so he set up like a dink board where it gives you targets. So I was practicing with them, and then when we switched, I need a break. That shit like gets you, because you gotta stay in a squat position to really do it right. Mm-hmm. I've learned. For me, I do best if you. So like after 30 minutes, they're just in a straight squat doing all that shit. I was like, all right, swap. So while he was doing that, I was playing with Cassiana. So I tell her to hold it, and she has her monkey Joe's, like, you know those, but there's a bouncy ball, and ding, 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 ding. That's her pickleball now right now, because she's so fucking little. But it was so cute. So she's got that. So we take his pink balls, and I'm like, all right, hold it like that, and I'm gonna throw it, and you just hit it back. Mm-hmm. So I toss it, and bam, she hit it back. So he's doing it again. So I did it a couple times. And then, that's why. And then, so when I was ready to go, I go, Joe, do it with her. So, like, when we're switching now, like, we're getting her going. And just because why not? Like, because she can be capable. She's capable.
And making 6 figures from bracket and a wiffle ball.
Seven figures. Some of those teenage girls, 7 figures, and all their sponsorships and endorsements.
And it's new. Like this sport is like fairly new compared to the sport.
So it's not new. It's actually
new. Do you want to know how it came about? I actually did the research because I'm a fucking nerd like that, and I have to research everything. So these two guys, it's like in the 1950s. It's not that new, but it kind of is.
They're just popular.
It's popping off. So these guys, they were like very wealthy men, and they went golfing for the day. They got wasted. It doesn't like per se that in the article, but you just fill in the lines, read between the blanks. And they get back to their family, and they rented this big house. They have all their kids, and they're like, we have nothing to do. Like they had nothing to do. So they grabbed a wiffle ball. They grabbed this. Like they grabbed what they could, and they literally were basically just wasted, and were like, fuck it, let's figure out a way to keep our family and our kids entertained. And they like created pickleball just like on a whim like that, coming back from a day of golf. So when I do that, I look to Jeff, I go to Joe, you can play a whole like round of golf all day. And they came back sober, right? And he goes, they were definitely wasted when they made up that game. That was like for sure, right? Crazy. I think so. But yeah, so it's not like new, but I just think it's cool. And the way it is in like any age and I just even like the gender thing, and like I don't like to go down that road because it's so like controversial. But even the way that like men can play with women, and you can play with an older person and a younger person, like me and you can play on the same team. You can play with your dad. You can play with Joe. Like it's just so cool the way that they just switch, and it really is something that like I knew nothing about, but I've come to learn it because Joe really is addicted and he really loves it, and it is so good for him, and he's met so many great people, and he's gotten such great shape that I'm like, if you love it and it's this great for you, I need to love it like that too. And I at least want to be if I don't, then I'm at least going to sit on the sidelines and watch and support your tournaments and your playtime. But if I can play to and with him, I'm going to do it all day.
We couldn't give Joe a round of applause yesterday because he wasn't on the show because of Mooch's birthday. But let's give him a round of applause in this episode because he is 7 months sober. 7 months sober. That's an addiction that we'll take. We'll take the pickleball over everything else.
All day.
Yes. Yes, of course. Absolutely.
100%. So yeah, you guys saw.
Woo! We love it. She gets that way. That means she cares. That means she cares.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
It's not easy what he's done.
Yeah.
It's not. You guys know. But you guys were there the other day. This lady came. I was watching. I didn't play. And she walked up. And she's like, you're the nicest person here. I didn't even say a word to her. And I'm like, first of all, false. And I don't, and she's like, you're here just to watch your husband play. And I'm like, he loves it so much. And she's like, that's so nice that you'd sit there and play. She walks away. 2 minutes later, your dad goes, she doesn't realize. You'd rather watch him play pickleball all day than have him sitting home drinking, right? And I'm like, she doesn't know. But for me, I'm not the nicest person. This ain't shit to me. This all day over him self-destructing. Yeah. All day.
What is the name of that dog?
Einstein.
That dog
he's especially cute. Like I don't know what I'm gonna ask her like next time like what breeder, because he is like
show the picture, Enasia. Show it if you can pull it.
There's a lot of French bulldogs,
but it had like baby eyes.
There's something about his face, like he's so freaking cute. I can't take him.
And let's give you a shout out because Rach killed it yesterday.
Oh my god, I'm not being teased.
Oh no, you can't. Nope.
I have so much more.
Yeah, that's a dog.
It's so cute.
Oh, and I also too, he's so cute. And Joe came home the other day because then I played all day. I played for 5 hours pickleball. I went to a class and then I loved it so much I played all day.
You'd be surprised, like once you start, like you don't want to like stop playing.
I had no idea. So then I guess now he said I did so well that now I got to get out of the class I'm in and go to like the next bracket of a class.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so
now you're moving up.
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
I'm doing good. But I got to get good shoes because those really hurt my feet. And then what I wanted to ask you, I thought of this morning. So random, so weird.
What?
What's one thing that nobody knows about you?
Nobody knows about me.
You want me to leave?
That's like something special.
Special can be like funny?
Yeah. Like that they don't know or that they wouldn't think.
Okay, so I mean, he knows this, my mom knows this, and I guess whoever showed up to my 5th birthday party knows this too. But
we're going back.
So basically when I was younger, I was 4. I don't know what I was thinking. I think my mom was working, my dad was at work, and I was home with my mom. And I was in the bathroom playing with the razor, and my dumbass decided to shave both my eyebrows off right before my 5th birthday. And I walked into the room like this, and my mom was like, remove your hands. I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry. So I removed it, and I had no eyebrows. Mind you, I don't remember the process of them growing back. My mom didn't,
you have great eyebrows.
I know, right? I was like, I'm just wondering, like, what if... But I don't remember the process of them growing back. I don't remember, but I remember that there's this one picture. I don't know if, like... I don't know where my mom has it or whatever, but it's literally me, and I have no eyebrows on my face.
Mona Lisa style. There's no eyebrows.
So is that, like, the worst thing you've done as a child? Because you're such, like...
Probably. No, there's a lot of shop stories, too, but, like, that one just sticks with me. Like, whenever someone asks me, like, what's, like, something you just remember as a child, I'm like, that I shaved both my eyebrows off.
I have a childhood memory. I have a lot of childhood memories, but one that I'll never forget... Wait, my dad can't get in trouble for this now, right? Like, I'm almost 37. Don't tell me that. But I never, the wooden spoon was flinging around like crazy, but I never actually got it. Mm-hmm. But it would come out as like a threat. Mm-hmm. But when I was like 3 years old, and I think you learn from your environment, your products from your environment. Mm-hmm. So in my defense, Daddy, I heard this from you probably, but it was bath time, and my dad said, come on. Time to go get in bath. And I turned around and I said, fuck you. And then I just ran. I remember saying, fuck you. I remember the couch he was sitting on, and I remember the route I took to my room, and I didn't make it. And my dad grabbed my ass, and he threw me in the bathroom, and he took a bar of soap, and he scraped it on my teeth. Oh. And he said, you said what? You'll never say that ever again. And he took the bar of soap, and he literally grated it in my teeth. Because I said, fuck you to my dad. And my mom, when he was done, my mom had to come in and floss everything out of your teeth. That's how bad he did it. Ooh. Ask me if I ever said fuck you to my dad again. Or anything along the lines. Never again. That was lesson learned. They never had to put their hands on me, but I got that bar.
When they were younger in Asia and EJ, we took the approach of when they said bad words, we try to make like a funny game. So that way they would just, realize like it was just like,
My style was fucking great.
It worked for a little while. It worked for a little while, but then eventually I think it was EJ who was saying bad language more than in Asian school. So in Asia we didn't have a problem with it.
I feel like with me, because I'm 19, EJ's 14. I feel like with his generation, I feel like he forgets that he's 14 sometimes. Yeah. Because at that age, I wasn't saying those, nowadays I could say to my parents, and I'll be like, oh my God, I fucking hate this girl. And they'll be like, oh, and they'll keep the conversation going. But if I was
dropped a shit bomb the other day. She's like, what is this shit or something? And I was like, I don't know. And I answered nonchalantly. And now you're saying, I'm like,
because
I'm not your homie.
Okay, because first off, we're not parents. We're not parents that teach our children, look, like, we speak that way. It's part of our language at appropriate times. When we're pissed off, shit, fuck. Those things fly out our mouths. Yeah. But when you're around certain people,
they know.
They know. There's no reason to shelter them that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they're gonna hear it anyway.
It's true. It's true. They really are. No matter what, it's just a matter of it. It's funny you said that when you're little, because Joe and Rob, Big Rob, obviously, he was on the show. Fucking nerds. If he ever had a reality show, it would just be beep, 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 like the fucking Osbournes. Like, it probably wouldn't even be a show because you would never actually hear what he has to say because he curses more than he don't. So,
and everybody's a fucking imbecile.
You're a fucking imbecile. And oh my God, that's so funny. But Joe and Rob played hockey, and he was their coach, and they talked about it on the show too. So what he would do is either on their way to restaurants, like if they're going out to dinner, his dad would say, all right, boys, just do it now. And Joe and Rob would be in the back. Fuck, shit, dick, suck, and then just say as much as they could, and as soon as they'd get there, he'd be like, all right, no more, can't say it anymore. So, those are their memories of, just getting it out, and, that was their fun way, how you said you made it fun, they were say it now, so you can't say one of them when we get to, where no one can hear it.
100%.
So, we're all leaving to DR this weekend. Me, you, Mommy, we gotta go pick up EJ.
We're leaving?
And you guys are leaving Tuesday,
so when you're at the
problem is you guys get there and we leave.
Oh, what are the fucking chances of that?
But the difference is that we leave from Santo Domingo. We leave from the capital, and you guys are going straight to Punta Cana.
So we wouldn't miss it anyway.
We wouldn't see each other.
Okay, well.
I tried.
That's cool.
I tried.
Yeah, we should have,
I tried.
Wow, that's really cool.
But we pick up EJ, and then we just stay there for a couple of days to see, what he does or what he's been doing.
Enasia will train in DR. She will train out there. There'll be some videos of Enasia training in DR for sure. But are you excited to go to Dominican Republic?
I'm excited. Yeah, I have never been there, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited because we're going to the Nickelodeon resort. So I'm excited for the kids because we went to the one in Mexico and it was just amazing. And when you have kids, like young kids like this, it's important to have these summer. I mean, we go camping. We literally camp in the dirt. We don't need to have these big, huge, expensive things. Yeah. But the Nickelodeon, like one of these is really nice to do just because it's so kid friendly, from the food to the breakfast to the characters to the slime things.
And this is the real one in DR, right?
Yeah, it's the official Nickelodeon.
Because the one in Mexico is the sister, right?
Balconies where, like, when you open your balcony, where you like normally have a table and chairs, it's water. And you just swim out. You can go to the bar. You can go. Really? You swim off your balcony. You open the door. Yeah. So you only walk out the front door. You don't. They already know because when we did the other one, we got the same one. It's super dope. It is super super dope. Yeah, so I'm excited just to watch the lens through my kids' eyes.
We need Nickelodeon to give us a plug.
Yeah, especially all the Nickelodeon fucking shit we have between the last trip and this one.
You guys have
been.
And how many of you guys are going? Exactly.
Yeah, a minimum of 20, I would say.
Oh my god.
That's like literally almost a whole plane.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Oh my god.
What are there, like 30 seats on the plane?
How long is that plane ride? Fuck.
2.5. No,
it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. The only problem is like you do, and I want to warn you, in the Caribbean, you always run into those beautiful clouds, and those beautiful clouds cause some type of turbulence on the way down. So you're gonna get that. It's gonna happen.
Don't worry,
it's just like a roller coaster.
My mom.
It's like an instant drop, and then
I just got an instant drop.
That's it.
That's it. Drop.
That's the thing, though. With like planes with me, like I don't really mind planes.
Have you ever had one of those experiences?
Yes, there's been multiple times where I've been on a plane and like the whole ride is just this. And
I had one when I used to work for a medical sales company, and I used to have to travel a lot. Like they'd call me on a Sunday morning and be like, "You're on a flight at 6. Be ready." It sucked, and Jibel was a baby. Ugh. But I made great money, and I worked my ass off, and I had to travel a lot and alone. And this was before I had a lot of like my PTSD issues, so I could never do this now. I could never do this now. But I would travel alone. I would get on a flight early in the morning, fly out there, hold my meeting, shut it down, fly out the same night. I would want to get back as soon as I could to Jibella. Yeah. But there were times where I would have to see maybe 10, 15 hospitals. I couldn't do that in a day. I'd have to stay for like 2 days. So I would bang it. I'd get up and be there at 5 a.m. morning. As soon as the OR opened, I would be there. And I remember I was on one flight by myself, and it was storming. It wasn't just like a little fucking clouds going. It was storming, and I was alone, and I was young. I was 22 years old. 22 years old with a baby I'm trying to rush and get home to. And this plane's going crazy. Everyone on the plane is crying, screaming. I'm looking at grown women just crying, saying their prayers. I'm just head down saying all my prayers that I possibly can.
Do you remember where you were going?
I was coming back from Atlanta. I had a lot of hospitals in Atlanta, and I was coming back from Atlanta, which wasn't far. It wasn't a big deal. Yeah. So I wasn't, and I never experienced that. I wasn't worried. I was in age, I was praying for my life. I wanted to get home to my baby. It was scary. And so I don't ever want to go through that again. And not with my kids, because I don't think I can handle that. And be like, it's okay. I'm going to be like, Joe. Joe. Stanley, I drink so much more water with this.
Really?
It was funny. Yeah, I took Joe's straw away from him. Wait. Because when we went to, I gave it back. Like I cleaned it and stuff. But when we went to Peace River, it's a camping ground, and it's all mud, and you go mudding with the quads and the side-by-sides, and it's so much fun. You have to we do it for Father's Day because it's total like boy thing to get all muddy and dirty. So it's a Father's Day tradition that we started, and we want to keep it going, and the boys love it, but you get so muddy and dirty. So Joe must have took his Stanley on one of the side-by-side mud runs. And when he came back and I went to clean the Stanley out and I took the straw, all I could just see was fucking mud. And I refused to give him the straw. And he's like, comes back, he's like, I'm like, no. Not until I get home with my thing and I could get in there. And he's like, no, I need it now. I refuse. He's like taking a paper towel and twisting it. I was like, I literally cannot have you drink out of that. So I come back later, my straw's missing now, like an hour later. I'm like, where the fuck is my straw? And he goes, I need a straw. I gotta have a straw. And I was like, if it means you not drinking dirty mud, take my fucking straw and I'll fucking do it. But we really are dependent on these Stanley shelf.
I know, my mom and I
do drink a lot more water, though, I have to say. There's gotta be something with the mine that...
Is it because of how much money you pay for it that you feel like you're gonna drink it?
I was
this was a gift. This was a gift, thank God. But I do love them, and, like, we've given them as gifts since, like, because I think they're good gifts. I really do, honestly.
My mom and I looked them up because it's, like, Prime Day, I guess, yesterday and today.
Yesterday was? Oh, today too?
July 11th and 12th.
Okay, so today too.
And so we were looking them up, and Stanley's were like $40. And I was like...
You gotta pull that trigger.
I was like,
for
what?
40
I think it's because they're coming out with a newer version, that's why.
Yeah, maybe, but they had a lot of different colors, and I thought that was cool.
They have so many colors. I can't think. So wait, this just popped in my head. How cool is this? Melania's it's her 9th birthday. Today's her
happy birthday!
She's having a Wednesday Addams. Did you watch the Wednesday Addams show?
Yes.
She's fucking amazing, that little girl. I was not going to be interested in it. The girl captured me that I loved the show, and we watched it like with the girls because it was like age appropriate. Yeah. So it was like fun to watch with them, and like I wanted to watch it too.
Yeah, just to see what they're
she's just I don't know. I love her character. So Melania loves all horror, everything. And that's what she wanted the theme. So that's what it is. And we got her the tents, and they're coming to set everything up. But I didn't realize until yesterday her Wednesday party's on a Wednesday. So I thought that was
cute.
Wait, is it Wednesday?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I was like, how cool. And
that's
she was like even more excited about that. So that's cool. I'm excited for that. And she's excited. And
she looked so stressed out yesterday when we dropped off Melania's gift. You look so stressed out.
Because I like a clean.
She's on the bed like this, fixing the sheet.
How annoying is it to put a comforter in a duvet slip? I don't know if you guys
who invented that?
I don't know, bro.
The devil.
Between that and a fitted sheet folding is ridiculous.
I still don't know how to do it.
So when they walked in, I had just finished deep cleaning Melania's room. I had to deep clean everything, and like I mean like from top to bottom, under the beds, everything, moved furniture, took out so much stuff. Like you saw what I purged and did clean the shit out of it. So once I got to the point of putting on clean sheets and having to and she got that for her birthday, so she wanted that on. So I was trying to make it all nice and pretty with for her new stuff for her room. But getting that comforter in the duvet slip after cleaning all that for hours and dealing with the kids because Joe was gone, it was not the time. So I was probably rude. I'm so sorry. I didn't even know you guys were coming. And I was like stuck under the bunk bed trying to put something in.
I was like, obviously we went to GB's, like, we stopped for GB, so we were like, okay, let's stop for Melania too.
Oh, that was nice. You guys are the best. Yeah, she loves you.
And then,
you guys spend a lot of time with her with the pickleball now.
And then, of course, Hurricane Cassiana is over there.
Oh my god. She jumped on me.
No shirt on,
just underwear on, jumped on me. I was wearing a white shirt, and she was like coloring on her coloring book, and I was like, oh my god.
She really is a hurricane. I can't with her, which the things she does and puts me through.
I asked her, I was like, did you go swimming today? She's like, yeah.
Swimming? How? The fucking iguana is big as shit in the pool.
That was crazy,
That was disgusting.
When did they come out?
He came out on his own. I gave up because
Rachel was like, he's back in. I give up. I'm out.
It literally looked like an actual baby iguana, not alligator.
It didn't look. I double took.
And there's no size reference other than. And Esco's swimming in it. My dog, my huge pit bull, is swimming in the pool
around him
with the iguana. It was as big as it's as big as this couch. I'm not kidding you. The iguana was this big, bigger than my dog. Like with the tail. Like his body wasn't, but. He was longer than my dog, bigger than my dog, and Esco didn't give a fuck. He's just swimming around it, and every time he came near, the iguana would go to the bottom and stay and just chill. But I didn't know how long. They could stay underwater for 4 hours without coming up for air. But I didn't know that. So every time Esco came over, he would go under and stay, and I'm like, he's got to come up for air eventually. I didn't know the fucking time period. So I'm like, Esco, you got to get out, and no one can get him out of the pool except for me. Nobody, because he loves it. Once he's in, he's in. So I had to get him out, and then I'm doing everything to get this guy out. And trust me, those things are fast. And he was so big and strong that like he could have did what he wanted. The places I was giving him and the options I was giving him to get out, he could have just hit it real quick, and he wasn't. It was so hot. It's been the hottest ever. We've literally had like heat advisories. So I got to the point and told John, like, he wants to fucking stay. I think he's just chilling. Like he's looking for water. He found the body of water he wanted to cool off in. And when he's ready to get out, he's going to get out. But now I'm like, if he got in and got out that quick, is he like doing that shit on the regular? Is there all homies? Like, are they squatting up when we're not home? Because we came home to that. Like,
yeah.
Because they have really good eyesight. Like, even if I'm inside and one of them are like, they go start walking by there, the second that I'm walking a little bit, I'll notice that they catch. They must have impeccable eyesight.
Yeah, because
I'll get to the slider and they hit it.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like they knew we weren't there. I don't know. Though I think they might be smarter than we think. But they come in our neighborhood and they shoot them with air pellets. Like on the
that's what my friend does. She says her father does that all the time.
It's like it's like an actual it's like an open season in Florida. Like you can just shoot and kill those iguanas because there's so many and they really are invasive. Like you saw, he was in the pool with a pit bull while I'm trying to give him out and he did not give a fuck about a human.
What if they're like
too friendly and invasive and I'm the one that's been like feeding them. I'm not feeding them anymore. No,
what if they're like, oh, this house is cool. Let me sit here.
I think they do. I tell Joe all the time. It started out, and I probably have videos because they pop up, and I always like repost old videos. For the past like 2-3 years, I'm like, I want them to feel like a safe place. Like this is a safe place for the bunnies, for everyone but the coyotes. Did you see the coyote?
Oh wow, it was ridiculous. And I didn't even know because Joe told me that he could snatch Esco. He
can because and when they're on the prowl like that, it is so scary. And they always have. We've always had coyotes, but and this is the season where they come out. But they usually come out in the dusk time, and they're half the size of this one. I'm pulling in. I have all 3 girls. I'm pulling in, and like it's a circle, so I can see that side of my house and where the trampoline. And he's just trotting from my backyard where my pool is to come. And as I'm pulling in, he just stops and looks at me. And I'm like, oh, and I slam the brakes, and the girl's like, what? I'm like, nobody move. I'm like, there's a fucking coyote right there. And they looked and like, oh. And then he ran to my neighbor's yard, and they just bought a German Shepherd. Oh. And they have like trainers coming and people that come to walk. I called her the other day. I go, you left for work 2 hours ago. She's a school teacher. I go, it's 10 o'clock. Someone's walking your dog. You've been gone he's not going to go out right now. You know you're ridiculous, right? She's like, I'm a psycho. I can't help it. I know it's too much. She's really crazy. So, yeah, so she's crazy. So he's out. So I call her. She always for years calls me when there's a coyote. A coyote's in the backyard. A coyote's in the backyard. So I felt I needed to return the favor, especially when she's obsessed with this puppy and it's a puppy. I'm like, major coyote. I pulled the cameras. I sensed her. I'm like, this is how big he is for reference. And you could see with the trampoline, like he was just as big as Esco, if not more. And they're usually like half the size. He was
there's so many.
It would have been a fight. But yesterday, Joe was playing with him with a toy, and Joe gets him, and he like smacks his jaw and like, and he makes him growl. It's a thing, and he would never bite him or anything. And they're fucking around, and I was like, wow, because he's such a nice dog, and I don't ever play with them. And I was like, if anyone, and he's dog friendly, but if he weren't, I said, what if he weren't dog friendly? We would have a problem with this dog. And if anyone ever does, God forbid, ever try to ever harm me, like,
he'd go nuts.
Good luck.
Good luck.
He was going with Joe, and then eventually Joe missed it, and he went to grab it, and his tooth just sliced. Like, he didn't bite Joe. He didn't bite. Yeah, he just went, and it slit his whole shit. And I was like, no, I'm like, his fang guy goes just like that. And I was like, actually good. Good, I'm glad.
There's actually so many coyotes in Arizona. Actually, when we're like walking from like our locker room to the field, like you like can see them. Like they're actually they're like pretty close, and like I'm just like,
yeah, you have to be careful because they're predator. They will charge. They're the kind of type that will charge you. They're not the type to like hide and like. There's all different kinds, and they have different like hunting tactics and stuff. But coyotes, you don't want to fuck with them. They will attack you, and that was during the day. That's what pissed me off was that it was so big. And it wasn't the later dusk hours that it normally is. It was the fucking dead middle of the day when I'm out with my kids, when my kids are normally swimming, my dog's swimming. Like, God forbid I wasn't out with the children. They more than likely we would have been outside. Maybe he would have roamed my backyard that way. But if he did and he was hungry, there was plenty of food between my dog and my kids. And that made me very uncomfortable. I literally wouldn't get out of the car. I pulled up as close as I could to the door. I was like, everybody stay in the car. I'm going to unlock the door. As soon as I open it, then you're going to get out. I'm going to stay here. And they were like, but no, mommy, we don't want to stay out. I'm like, we're always like armed. So I'm like, I'm safe. I have protection. run in the house when I say run. and
When I say
and then I ran in and I locked up and I was like, I want to see this fucking thing now. And we pulled it up on all the cameras. And
so Enasia leaves on Wednesday to go to Arizona to go back to school. And we get our new facility, our new place. Shout out to Industrious Tempe. We get our new facility August 1st.
Yes. Oh, good timing.
Yeah, so we need to figure out just the next episode we do of you guys will be a pilot episode because it'll be virtual, but we need to figure out how exactly it's going to work. What time can we do it? And, we just need to figure out.
Yeah, we have that room in our house that we're turning into a podcast room also.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So it's just that the difference is like you will be more where we will see you, but Enasia'S stuff is controlled on her end. Yeah. So, like, for example, we have to figure out how are we going to do it exactly? You understand? Because just like this is cool, but when you do virtual, there is delays, technical stuff that you have to deal with. Yeah, so I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too.
Wait, can you send me your game schedule when you get it?
We have it.
You have it?
It just doesn't have times on it yet.
So I'm going to send it. What, is there any games you're going? Maybe
I'm going to go, I'm going to go this year. Last year I wasn't
able to make a trip to come and just squad deep.
But I think this year we have more home games in a way, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to go to a home game. Yeah. No offense. I know it's a D1 school. She's baller. She plays at the best schools, but I would want to see you play at home.
Yeah. The thing for me is, especially with you and with having GB, she's a soccer player as well. If we don't get a chance to go early in the year, then it ends up turning into a disaster. So it's almost like, all right, we should just go early, but then the games that matter the most are the games that are in the middle. So it's like
I want to see the
pack games are the ones that are in the middle.
The biggest rivalry ones.
I think the biggest rivalry one is probably U of A, but that's like towards the end.
It's always the end of the year, yeah.
And we go there, but I know that UCLA and USC come to our school this year.
And this is the last year that they're going to be there because they're leaving. They're leaving the conference.
Wait, I just thought of this. My ADD. I'm so sorry, everybody. So the other day when we're at pickleball again, I'm walking to the bathroom with Enasia. I have to go because we drink so much water. I'm like, let's go. Let's hit it. She's walking with me. This lady stops. She's like, I'm wearing an EC hoodie. I have an EC hat on. She's like, excuse me, what is that brand? Where do you get that from? And I was like, it's her.
That girl right there.
Once again, but I always tell you guys, I'm always calling you and being like, I just got stopped again. I just got stopped again. I just got stopped again. But this was different this time because you guys saw it from like behind the scenes. Like I was walking first and you guys got to see it from a distance. Like someone really saw your shit, thought it was dope and wanted to know how and where to get it. And like, did you see like...
Yeah, because she talked to me afterwards because you ran to the bathroom because she really had to pee. So then I was like, she was like, yeah, like, so what is it? So I gave her the brief rundown of like the merch and everything like that. And then I told her about the first responders and everything like that. And then she was like, obviously she was older. So she was like, how would I get the link? Like, I don't really have social media. I was like, just give me your number and I'll text it to you. And she was like, yeah. And then the next day I hearted the message and she said, okay, so
yeah. See, that's how it goes. But it really was. And it's just, there's so many different color schemes. You guys really should go take a look at the website. I'm not saying it to say, I'm saying it because I live in the shit. I actually now sleep in the shit. I always say like I wear it every day. I live in the shit. But this morning I'm in the shower and I'm like, I'm taking off a tank top. I slept in a tank top and I'm taking it off, getting in the shower, and I'm putting another one back on. I literally live and sleep in it too. And it's not because no one sees me sleep. Yeah. Who am I helping while I'm fucking sleeping? Who the fuck is seeing that? Nobody. So it really is that shit. And it's funny. I wanted to do a test. I thought of this also in the shower. All my thoughts come to me in running water. I think I've said that before. Yeah. So, and sometimes I even have to be like submerged and I'll get crazy vision shit. Weird. We'll go there one day. I get all my good thoughts. So I had a good thought while I was in the shower.
We got to do the ice bath stuff.
Yes. Yes, we're doing that. It's really important for your mental health. Also, I wanted to add, if anyone's struggling with any kind of something, first, reach out. Get a friend. But something simple you could do, ground yourself. Put your bare feet in the grass for a couple minutes. And if you
touch some grass.
And if you can get to any body of water, a lake, a little pond, the ocean for 20 minutes a day, there's like proof that I sent this to you like a week ago, I think. Any moving body of water that you can surround yourself with 20 minutes a day is so good for your mental health and for your mind. And so that can help calm someone down. Just those kinds of things, just like help people and like calm them down because some people don't. But what I was thinking was I wanted to do pretty much what I do in the night and what I talk about. A field test, like a blind field test. Like the next time you have your show, like have all the same ones. You have black hoodies. I have a couple Nike hoodies, Adidas hoodies, Jordan hoodies. I have like all brands, Bape shit. I mean, we have like from cheap shit to good shit to mediocre to like shit that shouldn't have that name and that price tag because it's that shitty, but it does. And then your shit and all black and just line them up and have everyone feel. And I would literally bet my bottom dollar that between shirts and hoodies, if you line them up, blind test, friends or strangers, by a field test alone, people will pick your product. That is how quality it really fucking is. Because every time I go grab a hoodie, my house is always freezing, and it's not an EC, I will put it back to grab it because it's just not, doesn't feel
like for me, like, there's like, because obviously I do still have Nike hoodies and other hoodies.
Yeah, you love Nike.
But it's like, if I'm cold, like, I feel like our hoodies are just like
they're
better. Like, if I'm cold, if I grab a Nike hoodie, it's no bash on Nike, obviously, because I love Nike, but it's like too thin. The inside's not cotton enough. But then when you put on ours, it's like ours is not too thick, but it's not too thin, but it's gonna keep you warm, if that makes sense.
The inside stays fleece to me, where like all the other ones, it's like cotton, and it's like I can't even, the texture, it's almost like it's rumbling up, where your guys stays like a thick fleece, and then the outside is just, I don't know, you just need to cop it, just cop it, that's it, because I really do, like, but these colors this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, my dad was wearing his outfit yesterday. He was wearing that color, but in his shorts. I think my mom bought it for him or something.
And the big blue and the drip, drip, obviously,
But guys, this is coming to an end of Enasia'S Couch, the last one in person. But you guys, we're definitely gonna keep doing this, and the next time you see me, I'm gonna be in Arizona. But love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. But don't forget, this video is sponsored by Katie Power Greens. As always, get your microgreens. Personally, try spicy mix. It's really good. But then you also can get all your merch at enasiacolon.com, ENASIACOLON.com/shop. And please be nice to everybody.
Shameless plug.
Hey guys, Yeti, Nike,
Yeti, Arizona Iced Tea, and Funko Pops, and Apple, and Sony.
Sony.
We have so many Sony stuff. Like, just
Sony,
please.
Sony.
Have a good day, guys. See you later.
Love, peace, and grace.